Browns and Ravens.
FAU legend Trey Hendrickson.
Ravens win this one 41-17. Much closer than that for, I feel like, a good portion of this game until the Ravens just, broke it wide open. But top 5 graded players that we have here for the Baltimore Ravens. Linebacker Roquan Smith, the very top of the list, with a 91.9. Cornerback Nate Wiggins, an 83.9. Defensive end Odafe Owe with an 80.8. Safety Kyle Hamilton, a 79.9. And then edge rusher Tavius Robinson with a 78.8. Quarterback Lamar Jackson, this one with a 64.6. And on Cleveland's side of things, boy, Malik Collins was awesome. I mean, I went back and because I was like 92.5. That's a really good grade for Malik Collins. He gave Tyler Linderbaum hell. I mean, that was an awesome game from Malik Collins. Shout out to him at the top of this list here for the Cleveland Browns. Linebacker Devin Bush right behind him with a 90.7. Edge rusher Myles Garrett with an 89.6. Safety Grant Delpit an 80.9. Safety Ronnie Hickman with a 73.9. And then Joe Flacco in this one, a 41.4. I'll start with my stat that told the story. Flacco can't throw the ball 45 times.
Nope.
The Browns aren't going to win if Flacco throws the ball 45 times. And he's done it now, not once, but twice. In week 1, he had 45 pass attempts, and in week 2, he had 45 pass attempts. That is the second most in the NFL, behind only Bryce Young, and the only reason that Bryce Young has more is because the Panthers were down the entire game against the Arizona Cardinals, and especially in the second half. They basically barely ran the ball at all, and Bryce just threw it the whole time because they had to, because they were down multiple scores. They're not going to win if Flacco has 45 passing attempts a game. They're absolutely not. Well, he's not only is he not that quarterback anymore, but you normally don't want any quarterback to throw the ball 45 times a game. So they got to figure it out. This first game that they got Quinshon Judkins back, they have to figure out the backfield. They've got to figure out what the mix is between Quinshon Judkins and Dylan Sampson, and you could throw Harold Fannin back there and get him in the mix for backfield carries. Whatever it is, it has to be so much better for the Cleveland Browns. It has to be so much more balanced, because right now that is way too skewed towards passing the ball more than a 40-year-old Joe Flacco needs to. So to me, if you would have just showed me that Flacco's throwing the ball 45 times, I would have told you they lost the game.
Of course. I mean, it's just, this is the exact reason we projected the Browns to have maybe the worst offense in football. It's this right. Their defense is good enough to win games. Actually, considering you would think their defense played some awful game because they gave up 34 points on their side, and then there was the Roquan Smith fumble return. Their defense did not play that bad in this game. They really didn't. This is more about, look, sometimes a good team walks into a stadium and beats the crap out of a bad team. Sometimes a good team walks into a stadium and they just are playing a bad team and they let the bad team beat themselves. Because that's really not that the Ravens didn't play well, but it actually wasn't their best football game, and it didn't even need to be. Look at the Browns. And a block punt leads to a Ravens touchdown. Flacco interception, scrambling to his right, an interception leads to a Ravens touchdown. Fumble leads to a Ravens touchdown. Directly, Roquan Smith scored the touchdown. Turnover on downs late in the game. 4 of the 6 scoring drives for the Ravens started in Browns territory. I mean, at a certain point, you're just handing a good team a football game from there. And that's all it comes down to. Again, sometimes you just beat on the bad teams, and sometimes the bad teams beat themselves. And to your point about the offense, what are their answers? I mean, their defense, it's funny because somebody, our producer Tyler, asked me, he's like, are the Browns winning a game? And I go, I think their defense is good enough to win a couple of games. Absolutely. The way their defense has played through 2 weeks, despite the scores, or this score especially, they're good enough to win games.
Yeah.
But you have Joe Flacco and 2 rookie running backs and who knows what, and your offensive line is all 30-plus years old.
Yeah.
It's what it's going to look like offensively. Mm-hmm. I think this is just kind of reality for the Browns more than anything.
It's the same thing as last year.
If they were going to win a game, it would have been last week. That'd be
Yeah. And they should have won last week, honestly.
I mean, that's a game where you go, 19-17, that's our ball game. This game gets out of hand into the 20. I don't expect the Browns to win a game in the 20s. And that's not even high. Now you're talking about the Ravens got to 41. It's not going to happen.
Tez Walker, he's the new Will Fuller.
Oh, all right.
Fantasy football players in the, what was it? The 2013 era will remember Will Fuller as the guy that you would start in fantasy simply because he was good for a touchdown every single week. Tez Walker has 3 career receptions. 2 of them came in this game. 2 of them were touchdowns. All 3 of them in his career are touchdowns.
The perfect career.
The perfect career. Some are calling it the perfect career.
If you score a touchdown every catch of your career.
Yeah. Some are calling it the perfect career.
You just got to catch more balls at that point.
Right. Yeah. So obviously very impressive by him. Very impressive by DeAndre Hopkins as well, getting in the end zone, get another touchdown catch here. Most disappointing, I'll agree with you on this one. The Ravens' run game was just really disappointing in this game. I did not expect Derrick Henry to struggle this much, but more than Derrick Henry, I didn't expect for the Ravens' offensive line to struggle this much. Now, the Browns' defensive line, like you mentioned, like that would be a reason why the Browns are going to win football games. I talked about how good Malik Collins was. Mason Graham's still figuring it out, but like he's still a good presence for them. Myles Garrett's an alien. Like they've got good linebacker play right now. It's a pretty good defensive line for the Cleveland Browns. The Ravens' offensive line did not play well in this game.
They got beat up. No,
they got whooped in this game.
This Browns defensive line. And Isaiah McGuire, too, is a name I keep throwing out there. That's a good football player, too. No, this Browns front seven, look, you might beat the Browns, but you're going to have to earn it. Because if you mess around, this front seven can take the game over. You're right. The Ravens' O-line wasn't great. Didn't feel great to have Derrick Henry in fantasy this week. Not going to lie to you. Didn't feel great.
I have him in like 3 leagues, so yeah.
My guy Joe in Chicago is bragging about beating me this week, and it was basically solely because Derrick Henry had, 20 yards? Feels rough. Even going into 2 Monday night games, I'm already out of it for the week. Feels bad.
Tough.
Had a pretty good week otherwise, but Derrick Henry against the Browns, tough day. Feels bad.
There's not a single Browns defender that had a run defense grade below 62, by the way. This is a team effort.
Oh, yeah.
This wasn't just, the defensive line played well. Not a single Browns defender had a run defense. Because I went back and I was like, how did they do this to the Ravens? And I'll tell you what. Of course, it's them playing really well up front. But there are even plays where the Ravens block up the front seven pretty well. They block up the defensive linemen. They block up the linebackers pretty dang well. But then you know what happened? A corner came in and got the tackle. Mm-hmm. A safety flew down and got the tackle. That's what I was really impressed with, is that when the Ravens were like, okay, let's bounce it out. Like we're not winning up front, let's bounce it out. The corners played well. The corners tackled. I love that when a whole team is able to defend the run the way the Cleveland Browns did. And to be honest, like I kind of hate that it was, of course, like Ravens fans love the fact that they won the game. I kind of hate the fact that good of a run defense performance is now a part of what was a blowout of 41-17.
It's the first thing you have to do if you're playing Baltimore.
I know.
That's exactly
what
you have to do.
What's the first thing everybody does is we've got to defend the run. And they absolutely defended the run, but it just goes back to the bigger picture of the Browns. They don't have the offense to be able to capitalize on having a good defense.
Oh, no, the Browns are going to beat 1 or 2 teams this year, and they did it with the Ravens last year, that you absolutely feel like they shouldn't beat. And some people think they shouldn't beat anybody, but they're going to beat a couple of teams this year that you don't think they should beat. And people are going to go, well, how? How did this happen? And we're going to go, well, they still have Myles Garrett and those guys on defense. And Jim Schwartz is calling a pretty good game. Their defense, considering they gave up, again, 34 points, they did not play bad this week. That's just their offense is what it is.
Most impressive? Most disappointing?
Most impressive, Roquan Smith. He was flying all over the place. 84.2 run defense grade, 90 coverage grade, return to fumble for a touchdown. Just did everything. 2 pressures. Actually, one of those pressures on Flacco forced the Nate Wiggins interception. Roquan Smith was great. And again, the Ravens just didn't run the ball great in this game. They're going to do it, obviously, better in future weeks. But a bit of a struggle on the offensive line, like you mentioned.